best moments you've had, and the ones that you think the team could have done better?
Pardon?
The best moments so far of your coaching career with Afghanistan. The best moments you had with them. Areas you feel the team needs to improve going forward.
Quite a big question. First up, lots of great memories. I always feel very fortunate enough to have had a lot of memories as a player, but also now as a coach as well. So, I think even at this ground, beating Pakistan, I think, the first time in the World Cup, 50 over game, beating England, 2 games in St. Vincent, that's World Cup stuff. But there's been lots of other things we've achieved, bilateral series, first we've beaten Pakistan, Bangladesh away, South Africa, all these sorts of things. So I'm very fortunate enough to have coached some really great players, some really good humans, a good bunch of guys, and areas to improve, I think, everywhere. We saw a little bit of, that today, maybe seam bowling, the consistency, and develop some more seamers that'll aid the spinners and not just be heavily reliant on spinners, develop some seam bowlers so that when the team plays in conditions perhaps like the World Cup in 27, they'll be able to handle all different varieties of conditions. They're developing the batting resources to be able to have that, and it's about having the seamers now so they can compete all around the world, hopefully.
Jonathan, well done, a good tenure. Just where do you see this team? You just spoke about developing a fast bowling core and having a good army of spinners and stuff. But in the batting front, do you think Afghanistan still has a lot to improvise on in the batting front, especially particularly in the T20? And also, what has prompted you to end it after this T20 World Cup?
Say that again, sorry.
No, what made you to end your tenure after this T20 World Cup? Would you prefer to carry on till the 2027 World Cup as well?
I think I'll just go on to the batting part. I think with the side, certainly in T20, we're seeing new players come in, and we're developing, a top order. I certainly don't think, we got 108 against New Zealand, nearly chased 187 or 88, I think it was, against South Africa, 160, and we got 200 today. So I don't think there's too much wrong with the batting. Okay, but I'm talking about the depth in having different players, maybe another left-hander some way so we can have left-right-hand combinations. Those little things that the top teams have the options of. That's all. But, we got such young, great players coming through, and it's exciting, and hopefully players get experience around the world in different leagues and can add that to the 50 over team as well. And with continuing, that's not my decision. So that's all I'll leave it at, really. So maybe the time's right, maybe it's not. I don't know, but I wish everyone the best in the future, and I'm very thankful for getting the opportunity, and I got the opportunity by chance, really. Graham Thorpe was supposed to be the coach, and he unfortunately couldn't take up the role. I then got offered the job and took it with both hands. But at the same time, Graham was huge in my development as a coach, and he gave me great opportunities at the ECB, and had full faith and belief in me as a coach. So I have a lot to be thankful for him for this role. And so I'm here by chance. I gave it my all. I hope the players can see the love that I have for the game and the care that I have for them as players and as people. But not only that, the great joy for me in this job is being able to see the players develop off the field as well, and lives change, not just on the field, but the ability for players to change their families' fortunes and trajectory as a family and as a group of people. So I think through this game we've been able to see that, and to be able to play a small part in that is very satisfying. Forget the cricket side, seeing guys, equipping themselves and developing as young boys when I took over, and developing into young men is something that is, very worthwhile.
Was it sort of very emotional over the last few days or through the course of the tournament for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've caught myself at times where I just think we've been a little bit unlucky. At times, I think obviously we'd love a centimetre or two against South Africa to get across the line, and who knows how South Africa would have played the next game against New Zealand, having if we had won that game with in normal time and not extra time as well, if we'd won it in extra time or the super over. And everything could be a lot different. And I thought New Zealand we gave a good count of ourselves, and if we'd sort of ball here or there, and it could have been a very different. We had a great start. We had them 14 or 16 for 2 after Mujib's first over, and it could have been a very different game. So we've played some very good cricket, and we played good cricket against the West Indies in a series before and beat them. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and that's all I have to really say on that. Yeah.
John here, well done on your tenure with Afghanistan again. Just wanted to, I feel personally, since when you joined 2022, Afghanistan was a team of individuals. And then from there, now it has become to click as a group. I want to understand what has been your role and specifically how have you worked to get that together to make the team click as a unit?
Well, I just think, and I could sit here and tell you so many stories